I'm O.W. Root, and this is Pleasant Peninsula. It is an inspiring 1 degree right now. Not wind chill, actual temperature. That's cold. But the truth is, it's not that bad. It doesn't really feel that cold. It's because the humidity isn't too high and the wind isn't too strong. I mean, there's some wind. You see it, it's threatening our fire a little bit, as it always does. But it's not too bad. I can recall many days where it was 20 degrees outside and felt colder than it does right now when it's 1 degree outside. Cold's funny like that. But we're in the heart of winter, in the heart of snow shoveling season. And I've been blessed with an unbelievable neighbor. Really the nicest neighbor I've ever had in my entire life. He's so nice that he has a snowblower and he snowblows our driveway constantly, all the time. It's not only for us, he does it for a couple other people on the block. He's retired. It's just an incredibly nice guy. And the truth is, I don't want him to do it because I feel bad because it's so nice of him to do it. But he says he wants to do it because he's retired. I believe him. He's always doing stuff. He's a great guy. But I also don't want him to do it because snow shoveling is a pretty good workout. You know, you get out there, you get your blood going. And I can never beat him out there. I've tried. I will be getting my boots on, 8 o'clock, I'm taking a shower, get my boots on, get my mittens on, and I'm about ready to go out with a shovel, and I see him walking down the road with this thing about to snow blow our driveway. And 4 minutes later, our driveway is clean. And I say to myself, next time I'm going to get him. Next time I'm going to beat him out there, and I will snow shovel our driveway. But this past week and a half or so, he's actually been gone. So I have had the chance to beat him out there because he is not here and shovel our own driveway. And it's been tough and it's been good. I've really enjoyed it. Our driveway, it's not super long, but we got a good driveway. And we've got a walkway. We've got a back deck. We've been getting tons of snow. And it's been super cold. So it's a solid 35 minutes shoveling. If you want to do it good. And it's a good workout. I mean, that's something that's why I actually really like it that he hasn't been here. Because I love to go on walks. I try to walk as much as I can. And I try to go on walks all winter, but even for us up here in the deep north, it's been tough to walk with my kids for the past week because the temperatures have been so cold. I mean, it's hard to go on a 2-mile walk with little kids when it's 2 degrees outside. That really is tough. So it's been hard. So that shoveling has been great. So a chance to work out, a chance to get your blood going, a chance to do something, feel a little active. Winter gets at you. So that's the beauty of snow shoveling. That's something that honestly the snow blowers kind of steal from us, is that exercise. So I love snow shoveling for that reason. But I read this interesting thing, I saw a video on this thing, and maybe you've heard about this too. Apparently snow shoveling carries a huge risk for heart attack. I thought that was bizarre. Heart attack, snow shoveling. It's not like you're moving a refrigerator up 4 flights of stairs. You're just shoveling snow. But they say there's something with the capillaries and with the cold, your bloodstream or whatever. I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything about this, but it's an increased risk for heart attack when you're doing real physical exertion outside in the freezing cold. I thought that was interesting. It's interesting because you don't feel like you're exerting yourself that much when you are snow shoveling or shoveling snow. And I think it's because it's so cold, you're not really sweating that much. For me, I notice that I'm exerting myself when I'm really sweaty. That's kind of the tell. I'm sweating. But when you're shoveling snow, you're not. And it's not until you throw that shovel, spike it into the snow, and stand there, and you realize how hard you're breathing. And you're really breathing. And then you realize, yeah, this was actually hard. This was actually some tough labor. So I can see it now. I'm not going to stop shoveling snow. I don't really think I'm at risk of a heart attack. I'm in pretty good shape, or all right shape at least. I'm not a bodybuilder, but I'm fine. So I'm going to keep it up. It's good for me. I'm going to try to beat my neighbor out there, and I'm going to shovel our driveway. I'm not going to let him snowblow it anymore. High contrast life. What does that mean? What does that mean in the context of Michigan? Let's roll that video.
There are sand dunes, and there are snow dunes. Kind They are the same dunes, really. The only difference being a thick layer of ice and snow 35% of the year. And perhaps the greatest snow dune of all time is the dune climb on the edge of Sleeping Bear Dune in Glen Arbor. Hot yellow sand in August, freezing white powder in January. The slope is the same, the climb is strenuous as ever. The view from the top is just as familiar in shorts or snow pants. Glen Lake, whether frozen or cobalt, rolling hills, and the feeling that you are on the edge of something, somewhere. One of the beautiful things of life in the northern stretches of our already quite northern state is life in the abandoned world of winter. A world where everything and everywhere is empty, where there is never a crowd, and it feels like the world is yours. A world where you can climb 284 feet to the top of a snow-covered dune, breathing heavily through a scarf, tracking heavy boots through deep snow, sit for a while in silence watching your frozen breath in the sub-zero temperatures, and then strap yourself to a sled and go careening down a steep slope. An empty blue sky above, nothing but the sound of crunching snow and icy wind.
That's incredible, isn't it? Those scenes, gosh, I love shooting those scenes. And it's such a perfect testament, the dune climb, Sleeping Bear Dunes, to the high contrast life, the extreme life we live in Michigan. Golden sand, beautiful water in the summer, frozen ice, white snow in the winter, in the same spot. You know, we forget how high contrast our life is in Michigan. We really do. We forget how extreme it is. And it's natural. I think that we as people forget wherever it is that we are. We forget what's special about it. We take it for granted. If you live near the mountains, you stop looking at the mountains. You say, oh, those are the mountains. If you live right on the lake, you stop watching the sunset, because it happens every night. You stop seeing the beauty that's all around you because you just take it for granted. And we have a hard time remembering how extreme it is and how beautiful that is, how high contrast it is here in the state. Most places in the world, and this is a meteorological fact, do not experience that same variation in climate in a year. And because I'm not talking about within a country, I'm not talking within a state, I'm talking within a county, within a 1 mile radius. Most places on Earth, the overwhelming majority of places on Earth, do not go from icy tundra to getting scorched on the beach with a suntan lotion and sailing and on the water within 6 months. That is just an actual fact. We are very special in this. And I think there's a lot to learn from that. I think that having grown up in West Michigan and living in northern Michigan now, these extremes, oh my gosh, the fire's about to burn my face off. These extremes reflect the extremes of life. And there's something beautiful in that, actually, the highs and lows, the ups and downs. There's a story there. You know, I think it'd be really hard for me to move somewhere where there are no seasons, or where the band is narrower, a band of 20-degree difference, sort of wobbles like this. I don't think I could do that. I think that once you've experienced high contrast life, once you've experienced the drama of it, really, I mean, if you think about it like art, you think about it like poetry, it's the story of the high contrast life of Michigan is a beautiful one. If you read a book, think about it this way. If you read a book, you read a good story, does it go up and down? Are there ups and downs? Is there losses and tragedies, highs and lows? Of course. In many ways, the more, the better. That's a mark of a good story. Very few great stories just stay in the same spot. And that's a beautiful poetic thing that we often forget about our high contrast life in Michigan. I'm O.W. Root for Michigan Enjoyer.